So this is a video about the new update, PodoCAD version 3.1.3. So there are some new features in there, some small changes and visual changes as well. So the first thing you can see already is the change of color of the insoles, for example. Another feature we added is in the element list. So now we can make a favorite list with the heart icons here. So for example, when you create your own elements, they will show on the bottom. But now you can say, I want to make this one my favorite and this one my favorite. So when we open the list again, this one will show on top. So you have all the elements that you want to use more often. They are on the top of the list and not all the way down to the list. We added a new sync element in here, and it's this one, the oval element. It is positioned here, but you can rotate it, you can drag it, you can manipulate the element just like any other element. We'll delete these. If we go to the second step, then we can see that we have some structural changes as well. And you can see the heart icons here on the right. So we don't have a standard list anymore of all the corrections in here. You can create your own list. So you can delete these ones, or you can add a correction to the list if you want to use it on a regular basis. So for example, pronation, make sure that the heart icon is black when you want to keep it, or you remove it from the list. There are some new features in here. For example, the cutout feature. You can draw an area on the insole to remove this part of the insole. So we can create a hole like this, so you don't need to use the sync element anymore. So that one is new, as well as the medial and lateral flange. So we can raise the medial and lateral sides of the insole. So for example, 10 millimeters. You can see that the lateral flange is raised to 10 millimeters. Medial flange, we can raise it with 10 millimeters. So you can see you can raise these parts of the insole pretty fast. Also, when you want to undo a change, I can use Ctrl-Z now to undo these changes. And when I use Ctrl-Y, you can redo the changes. So you can go back and forward with Ctrl-Z and Ctrl-Y again. Another feature which is added is to move the apex on the medial arch. It's already here. So the apex of the medial arch, it's now the highest point is on this position, but we can move it more to the front. Or more to the back, if we like. So you can move it with the millimeters that you want. And another change here is the add text function. Before it was a button here at the bottom, but this has changed. This one is actually now under the correction, and you have to select add text, and then you get the pop-up for text. You will choose the location, first name, like this, to add text. So you select add correction and then select add text. When we add elements to our insoles, we will do it in step 1. So we'll start over like this. And we add an element, for example, this one. You can select in step 1 or in step 2 in the design part. You can select the element and you can select or deselect the split option. So if split is enabled, you can split the element in step 3. So if you have multiple elements, and here, this one. So I will split the left one, and I will split this one as well, but I won't split this one. I only split the red one. If I go to step 3, here we have the option to split the elements. If we enable this option, then all the elements are split. So this one we split both elements, and on the right side we only split one element. So you can see the smaller element here, it is not split in another model. While on this part where we enable the split function, it is split in a new model. For the elements on the insole, we have a new function which is smooth elements. So this can create a smoother surface on the transition of the element to the rest of the insole. So if I enable this part, you can see the transition is now smoothed out a little bit. So that's it for the design part. For scanning, we have an update as well. So for 3D scanning, if you have the LX series, it's the iCube scanner. We can now scan with the pedal. So if we want to scan, we can select the pedal in the top, and you can make a scan by pressing the pedal. If you want to scan the right one, press the circle here, and you press the pedal to make a scan of the right foot. So that's implemented as well in this update. So these are the most important parts of the update for version 3.1.3.